Hello, Flosstubers and not Flosstubers. My name's Austin and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a great week. We're coming to an end of a week. It's Thursday. I had a good week. In Louisiana, we're dealing with the weather right now. It's real moody. Like in the mornings when we wake up, it's 30 degrees. By 11, it's about 176. Like an easy bake oven. It's not that hot, but that's the weather, how it's fluctuating right now. And I cannot wait. When I say I can't wait, I can wait for the summer, because the heat here is something bad. Okay, so before I jump into tonight's video, I would like to say, starting off, hands down, I have seen the videos, the views that it pulled in, which I am amazed by. And my subscribers as well, I want to thank as well, because like I told y'all, I keep it real from the get-go. In the very first video, I said, either it's going to be a hit or a miss, and whichever way it goes, we'll just go. But I was very surprised by that and by the comments, which I want to let y'all know I have read every single comment. And while reading them comments, it brought me back to a place of humbleness. Because as adults, we oftentimes forget the power of words. It's easy to forget, but that's what it brought me back to. And I was listening to y'all and y'all's opinions due to the fact that I don't come from a background of recording or publishing or anything like that, anything of that nature. Like I said, no editing. This is uncut, 100% real. So I'm not doing any of that. So when making these videos, Flosstubes, blog, VHS tapes, I want it to be best at its best for the Flosstubers. And best, I mean not best as in competition. No, as in best content for the Flosstubers, for the ones that are not Flosstubers, that just cross stitch and like the community, for the newbies that don't know anything about it, or for the ones that are just passing along like a season. I want it to be a good experience for everybody. So with the comments, they made I forgot her name. She was so sweet. She said, Austin, when you show your patterns, show it longer so we can see your stitches, which makes perfect sense. So jotted that down. Second one was, and I can't believe I did this, but I can see it. Yes, I can. I'm sitting here showing y'all my Victorian Charmer, which is my baby right now, what I'm working on. I'm showing y'all, and I've never shown y'all the photo. So I'm telling y'all it's a house. So you're believing it's a house, okay? Without seeing the photo. So I'm pointing it to you and I'm like, here's the house. So this is you on the other end. At least this is how I would take it. Okay, what we got going on here? Okay, that's the house. Okay, is that a tree in the background? Okay, all right. Because you can't see the picture and you can't compare the two. So, but tonight, I will be showing you the Victorian Charmer in the picture. I will show you my floss library, and I will tell you what I have coming up for this channel, which I am very excited about. Where to begin? Okay, let's start off with the picture, okay? And y'all got to excuse me. Diet Coke. That's my morning coffee and my nighttime syrup. I will drink it all day. All right. Now, I got this on GoodNotes. If you don't use GoodNotes, use it. I love it. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all know, I don't do technology. I don't do all the clicking and the clacking of the buttons. I don't do all that. You ain't got to do none of that. I had somebody teach me. It's very simple. Okay, here's the picture. Look, ew, you can even tell it's 80s too. But look how pretty. So y'all get a picture, a visual, okay? Now, let me get my glasses, because I need them, because I'm sitting here think I'm showing y'all and I'm pointing the fabric to maybe the fire extinguisher. All right. I need a pointer. What am I going to, what did I use last time? my seam, my rings, but we're going to use my pen today, okay? All right. Let's let it focus. Perfect. All right. So what I have worked on, and y'all, for the ones, and I'm saying this because some people may not know, these little hands, it's just to hold my fabric, magnetic, which I also put my needles on here, and that is a needle minder. I put my needles there. All the blue dots you see is for gridding. In this square is 100. It's also to help keep up with the pattern, so you don't do a stitch slip or anything like that. So what I have done is I have done the door, well, filled in the door. I have done a little piece of the chimney. I have done these windows, all this clusters in the windows. I have done the gold here. Now, what I still have left to do is, hold on. Okay, what I still have left to do is fill in this right here, this part of the house. I have to do some work down here in the house. I got to do a fill in here. I got to take this blue, which are half stitches, and bring it over here as well. Then I got to do that fence that y'all seen and the green grass. I still have a little bit to go, but when I tell you, I love it. I am enjoying this piece, but like I say, one thing that y'all will know this about me of what I love stitching, this is one thing you can say about Austin. I love stitching houses. That's my favorite thing to do is stitch houses. I don't know what it is. I find peace in it. I love it. And make sure, excuse me, y'all. Make sure y'all remember what I just told you about that, because that's going to tie into what I'm about to tell you after the floss. The floss. Here we go. All right, so I'm about to tell on myself now. I started stitching in the early 2000s. At that time, mind you, the cross stitch groups wasn't really a thing. They had videos, I believe, on the internet, but it wasn't like Flosstube. Just wasn't kicking like that. But what was kicking was them kits. I could have went to Walmart, and I loved Kmart, but they closed it down. So that's heartbreaking. But Walmart, Kmart, my craft stores had kits like you wouldn't believe. I'm not talking about 6 or 7. I'm talking about they were walled of kits. If you wanted to stitch, I don't know, a gravy bowl, you could have. And so that's how I was doing it in the beginning. Loved it. Everything, you have your floss. And when I say floss, and look, I'm saying things because I'm seeing there was already new people that had no idea that watched this video. Floss, when I'm sitting here thinking floss, I'm thinking of like some dental floss, okay? This ain't dental floss. That's the string. That's the embroidery string. But you have your floss, your fabric, your needle, your pattern. You're good to go. Get you a good light and get to going. Maybe a hoop, or unless you know how to stitch in hand. Hold on, reverse for me. Reverse. For anybody that's a floss tuber out there, or not even a floss tuber, if you just know, I would love for you to reach out to me and explain to me in depth, if you do it, the parking method. Because I know the overview of the parking method, but I have some question marks behind this, okay? Let's take this to algebra class. All right, so if we're working on a piece that has a lot of confetti, is it called confetti? Maybe not. I may have just put two things together, so whereas a lot of colors going on in one spot. And you do the parking method. So my first question is, you do a little bit in one square, and then I guess you would take the needle and park it to where it needs to be until you make it over there. But here's the thing. When I'm thinking about, because I do something like for instance, if you look at the back of mine, you could see the long blue strings, because if I'm down here in the north and I need to get to Cuba up here, okay, sometimes I don't cut the string. I'll just keep it on there. But I'm sitting here thinking on the parking method, if you keep doing that over and over again, would it make the back bulky? Another question is, I would just like to see somebody explain their process of how they do it and how do they keep all their strings, because I've seen one woman who had like 15 to 20 and I'm like, how do you do this? So anybody with that would be great. But like I said, to the newbies, the kits, my thing. They were dying. So first year, Let's roll it back to what I was saying about the kits. That was the thing popping then. Oh, that was the thing. And that's what I was doing. So I had no need for a kit. Floss library is what I call mine. Well, 2 years down the road, maybe not 2 years, maybe in that first year, I started getting into the magazine subscription. Of course, required constant going to the craft store to pick up what I needed. And then I started venturing off into the artist and their designs. And I'm like, okay, Austin, you can't do this no more. I can't keep burning my gas going back and forth. I got to get me a floss library so I don't have to keep doing all that running. And I remember that day, I went into my craft store and I'm like, I'm buying all of it. The whole DMC set. Mind you, at the time, I thought there was like 52 colors. A little bit outside of the color circle wheel. I was wrong. I walked down the aisle, I'm like, okay, I'm about to get these 52 colors. And when I seen all of the colors, I'm looked at it and I'm like, where do I start? This is a lot. Where do I start? I said, I'm not getting all these. But see, back in the day, you used to get them for 25 cents. And ooh, that was a good deal there. But it's not like that anymore. So to make that easy, if people get lost into that, like what colors do I get? What I did was every time I went, I picked up a few colors here, a few colors there in different numbers, and I just let them pile up. And then in time, it made it. So the first way that I done it was, now some people still do this. I don't do this. I couldn't do it. This is the clear box on that you spin them on and you put the numbers. And at the time, I was color coding it, all my yellows, purples, and it had to have a soft transition between each colors. And for anybody that's wanting to do that, I want to be eye to eye on you with this. It takes time, it takes patience, okay? But because it's beautiful, I think it's the beautifulest. But it does take time, it takes patience. And that's two things that I need to work on. It just wasn't for me, okay? So this is my tiny one. Now I don't know why these ain't in my floss library. I don't know why, because I stopped this years ago. I'll get to it though. And I just put the number on it. And let's focus. Yes, indeed, this camera's focusing today. Focus it today. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so that's the tiny one. I do have a bigger one. And I'm not going to take it out of this one. I'm going to just show you. Do a quick glance. Okay. And see, back at the time, it wasn't like this. It was color-coded. But the first year, I'm like, color-coding's got to go. Then after another year, I'm like, I can't do this no more. Now, this one here, I don't touch at all. This is, I've never rearranged this. This was my aunt's from the 80s. It's exactly how she had it set up, and it has her last project in here she was working on. Oh, the struggle is real. She color-coded hers too. Wait. It's beautiful though, but I remember doing this. But she color-coded hers. Let's see. See? Beautiful to look at, but time-consuming. And this is a bib. Now, there's a stain on this, so y'all just excuse that. I can't throw this away. It's on a baby bib. Let's give it a second. There we go. Perfect. And see, with this, I wasn't stitching in the 80s, but this looks like if you needed to cross-stitch a brown square, you just put it, if there's a brown square, you just cross-stitch over it. Just like no-count cross-stitch, but they use designs now. And I showed that on one of my videos. I think my first or my second one, not sure. But yes, this is strictly for just memories. Now, my new way. After I got off of that bandwagon, I couldn't do it no more. I was like, Austin, you got to come up with another way. This ain't working. I went to the local Dollar Tree store, everything $1, Dollar Tree. Was it the Dollar Tree? I picked up boxes of envelopes and I started putting this whole skeins in envelopes and writing the numbers down. And then I had a nice shoebox, a heavy duty shoebox. I stuck them in that shoebox, and 8 years worked perfect. Shoebox got run down. I'm like, all right, time to get another shoebox. And I didn't get the shoebox. I upgraded to plastic. And I got clear bags to fit this plastic. Ziploc bags. I think it's a crafting bag. Okay, so this is the Sterlite 2-layer craft box, 14 inches in width. Okay, not heavy, very light. Now I'm a left hand, so I have this set up to me. So if I set it like this, okay, perfect. You can see it. Let's take the top lid off. Okay, now if you look, this is all top of the Ziploc bags, starting from me, the beginning, going out, 300s to 3000s. I got about 200 up here up top. And remember, there's 2 layers in here. There's about I don't know, about 200. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20. Oh, I would say one's between. Okay, let's broaden the horizon here. Let's say between 170 to 210. And it still can put more. So if I slide it, now look, you don't want it so tight up in here. Pay attention to this right here. If I push back, you don't want it popping up like that. Now that's just too tight. You want it to be kind of, let it breathe. But I could push it back some, and I could probably get 30 more in here. I'm telling you, this thing would probably hold 400 DMC flosses with both trays used. But, so let's just pull out the first one, show you how it looks. It's 8 inches. You see, I got my label. Focus. Focus. There we go. All right. You see how I got the label? When I put it in there, all my labels are on this side. So 300s. If I need 575, going straight through it, pull it out and get it. Full schemes. And if you have more than one, put it in the bag. This is fat. And if you get the Sterlite 14 make sure the Ziploc bags you get, or craft bags, are 8 inches long. Between 8 and 9 inches, because it works perfect for the 14 inch. They don't really, it's like a filing system, okay? Now, let me show y'all what I do with, and I got this. Now, this crate idea, I did get the inspiration from someone when I seen this. And because the same method as me, but it's just a little up to date, I would guess. But they work the same. Okay, so if you go down, now the second layer, what I have under here, I'm gonna show y'all. I am gonna put DMC in the bottom layer as well, because I have DMC that I have to put in bags and store away. This is my special floss, just the special ones like Jenny, is that Jenny? Thompson, Jenny Thompson. Oh, that's a flower thread. Okay, now this is my tried and true right here. And mind you, I have this printout right here. Okay, I have that like a color chart, and I also have the DMC chart too, to where if I want to switch colors out the chart. But the way I keep this bad boy in check, this Austin's Floss library in check, is pencil and paper. Okay, you see that? So how I do it is, on one page up top 300, the back side 400, another page 500 up top, the back side of the paper 600, and I go all the 300s I have. I go to the 300 page and I write it down, every one that I have. And then let's say I ran out, I'll mark it off, and I'll take this with me where I go till I know what to pick up and how many I have. And I keep it on pencil and paper because it's always changing. And oh, it's a lifesaver. Now, these small bags here, these small little Ziploc bags, they're small. They're about that tall. Let's say you're working on a project and you run out of, you didn't use the whole skein. You could put it back in the, oh look, there's no lid on top of this neither. You just close it, snap, see, nothing to it. Let's say you're working a project and you didn't use up the whole skein. You could put it back in the bag, but it gets a little, to me, it gets a little, I take them little zip, it gets a little messy to me. I take them little Ziploc bags, and let's say I was working with, I don't know, 802. Go to 802. I take what I have left and put it in that little Ziploc bag, and I slide it right in front of the 802. And I know, let's say if I got to have an 802 and don't need a whole skein, I'll go to that little Ziploc bag. That was a huge saver. But see, if I hold it up a little bit, you could see it holds perfectly. And you can get about 400 in here, I believe. That's not bad. Not bad at all. See? All right. Now. Oh. And I also have in these floss away bags, I keep them, that has my over dyed threads. Upcoming. This is what I'm excited about. So I had to think to myself, I'm like, Austin. Granted, I'm working on the Victorian charmer, which I'm loving. I need to think of something to add up in here to let there be a spice of variety, you know. Let it not just be a single thing. Let it be, you know, have more spice. So I'm like, I need to add some more in here. And the projects that I have right now, I'm not too much in particular with touching because I have a time framing. So, but what I did was, and I just got these 2 in, and I got more coming. I'm gonna add projects in with this Victorian charmer. So I got the bright idea to kit up, and what I mean by kit up, I mean, you know, put it together, floss, fabric, and get it ready to stitch. The Christmas Victorians. Hold on, this got plastic on it, y'all, so it still might be shiny. It might be shiny. Focus. The Christmas Victorians. This one is Christmas Victorian 1991, and I have another one here of the St. Paul Queen Anne. Now, this one is a Victorians across America. Now, I'm going to be kitting these up. I have 2 more coming in. So you see how this one is Christmas Victorian 91? I have a Victorian 92 coming in, a Victorian Christmas Victorian 93 coming in, and I think I got a 94 coming in. I want to do all that together. And that's what I want to do. And I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to be what's coming up. So anywho's, I want to thank y'all for joining me again. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Y'all stay safe. Before I wrap this up, because this might be, we'll see. I will, but this is just a thing. Because it was brought to my attention. If you want to reach out to me, you can, because I don't do the whole different platforms, Twitter or anything like that. I don't really mess with none of that. But you can reach out to me through email at kitchenofstitching@gmail.com with anything. Because what I'm thinking about starting up, because other floss tubers do it, I will too. I'm thinking about doing it too, is Pass the Stash. There is a lot of cross stitch that gets put in a box, and you all know us cross stitchers, we get excited about new projects, and the further we go along, there'll be stuff we haven't touched in a long time. And I would rather see the materials go to a cross stitcher that enjoys doing it, or better yet, somebody that's new and want to try it. Because I'm not throwing it away. I don't throw away my cross stitch, okay? I'm not doing that. But I will, I am thinking about passing the stash. You take it in and you give out. Take it and give out. So like I said, I'm thinking about doing that. I will give further details on that. Not next video, because I'm meeting with someone about that. So in about a month's time on that. So anywho's, you guys have a great night. For those of you that are watching this tonight, make sure you eat a good meal. I think I am about to go in there and eat. I don't know. I don't know myself. I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. But you guys have a great night, and y'all stay safe. And until then, happy stitching.